or wherever we do it?
So the format, Anthony, will be at the half hour. We're going to stop, but these guys actually, Chris is going to be driving, and these guys feed off each other. And they'll just bring you right in, just chime right in.
Just chop it up about everything that's going on, MMA, local stuff. Talk a little bit about you, things now that you got the pro, how your mindset's going to go as far as training.
Okay. Did you get a contract out of that?
Yeah.
So now you're pro?
Yeah, no.
Just kick back, dude. And it's fun, just like what we're talking now.
Okay,
Same.
for sure.
No biggie.
Yeah.
And if you
I mean, if
sponsors
things-
or coaches you want to, you know
Yeah.
what I mean, family members you want to
Hit up everybody like that.
Crazy stories.
They'll give you the cue as to when you next sponsor or different things like that. And these guys are going to chop up also about 30 minutes, just outside the race. So just be a part of it, just be chop up.
Yeah, for sure.
Live.
Ready to roll? It's Wednesday, TGI, or actually Hump Day, right? It's Hump Day, and you're listening to the HAMMERFIST podcast live here at MMA Fight Pass, brought to you by the good people here at the Spike and Rail in Selma, California. It's going to be a busy month, man. Not just the week kicking
Hell of
off
a
the
month for
UFC on
fights,
Saturday.
bro.
We
Good
got
times.
the 125 pound, what was it, 559 fight you won?
Yeah.
And then just recently, when was it, last week, Tachi Palace fight, he
Big
got
fight.
a pro contract. Anthony Aguilar, man. Welcome to the show, my friend. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. Thank you
Thank
for
you for
having me.
joining us, my brother.
Appreciate it.
How's life going after that fight?
It's going great, man. I get to relax. I get to
What's
eat
the
all
feeling?
kinds.
There you go.
What's that feeling like, man, when you come off that fight? That was such a big fight for going for that pro contract.
It's a whole different feeling. Like
Yeah.
when you once you're like, I mean, the 559 fights, it was cool and everything, but then when they say, "Oh, you're pro now."
What about being out there at Tachi? Was that the first time fighting
Yeah.
Tachi?
Yeah.
Crazy, huh?
First fight ever. I thought I was like,
Gives you that atmosphere,
Yeah.
and then you have all those people and stuff like that. It's pretty. It is. I mean, I've never been in there, obviously, but I've covered events there for 17 years,
Yeah.
and so it seemed that it was beginning with the WEC and all that, and then you see the people evolving, and just the technique and the structure of the fighters.
Yeah.
It's changed, man.
It's
a
changed
lot,
big time,
a
dude. I was
lot.
tripping out
Well,
the other
you
night.
were one of those guys in the early days, man.
Yeah.
Considering
It's
the
a whole
guys
different
you
thing.
see
like
now.
when I look at guys like you, man, I just see like
Shit,
the
that guy's an
evolution of it.
amateur?
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. Like, how many fights do you have?
Yeah.
5. Well, including this last one. 5.
So you've got 5 amateur fights, and man, like back in the day, we didn't even have the amateur thing. We were just jumping right in
Just
there.
jumped in there.
But don't get it twisted. They call it amateur, but you guys are doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And pretty much the exact same thing. Who do you train with, dude?
Ralph's house right here in
Tell us a
Selma.
little bit about that, because I know people know. We talk a lot about the main schools around here.
Yeah.
But tell us a little bit about Ralph's house.
Oh, it's a small gym. I mean, right now we're training out of a garage.
how it goes sometimes.
It's man, but the push, my coach Ralph, got to give it up to him.
Who is it,
big time.
Ralph?
Alvarado.
Alvarado,
Ralph
yeah.
Alvarado,
I mean, all those guys in it, it's the eye of the tiger. I never been there, but I heard a lot of good vibes. There are a lot of people, fighters that we know that are pros that go there just to go one-on-one and get that training
Who else
themselves.
is in there?
Our
Ralph?
Mike and Coach Mike are there.
Mark
Moreno?
Marino,
Yeah,
yeah.
Oh
Moreno.
wow, damn, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
You show a lot of wrestling too. I've noticed that. I was watching some of your older fights. Did you wrestle in high school or something?
Yeah, I wrestled ever since 6th grade.
Since 6th grade.
Since
Nice.
6th grade, and then after high school, I mean, there's a couple colleges that wanted me to wrestle, but I didn't want to wrestle no more. I'd get too mad when I was in there.
Really?
So I'd get too mad and I couldn't release like.
When they, just because it just brought all kinds of memories back. When they announced where you were from, that you're
Yeah.
fighting out of New London.
Yeah. New London.
Hey man, like, I don't know, a lot of people probably have no idea where New London's at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I remember it from as a youngster driving out there. You know what I mean? We'd go out there and buy weed actually when I was a young kid.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
And because I grew up around a lot of Hispanic kids and we were good friends and we'd drive out there. Hey, but there are some OG dudes out there, man. So you're born and raised out there or what?
Born and then just I mean, my whole family's from there.
Really?
My whole entire family's from
So
there.
you're scrapping it up as a young buck out there.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I was fighting ever since I was small. My dad always taught me like, hey, you don't let anybody ever push you around. Cause I mean, my dad
That's
was
the
same.
mentality.
Yeah, his dad was the same height.
Where's
small.
your family from originally?
London, New London.
So then your dad even grew up there and everything?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, my dad grew up there. My mom grew up there. They met right there.
For people that don't know, explain where New London is at.
It's
from the valley. Most people in the valley probably have no idea about it.
Yeah, it's a small little town close to Dinuba. I'd say it's probably closest to Dinuba. Yeah, small little town. It's just like
the
a
wild. Hey, I remember when I was like 16, like New London was like the Wild West.
Yeah.
Is it still like that? Is it still kind of?
It actually calmed down a lot.
Has it?
It calmed down a lot. I mean, there's still stuff going on, but you just
Oh,
keep that
definitely.
on the low, you know?
So is there any kind of training right there, or I mean,
No, but I mean, that's where, like,
that's where you got the
we
experience?
originate from, you know? So, like, that's, like, I gotta shout out, like, you know, New London.
Yeah, heck yeah.
I want to put them.
That's why I brought it up, man. Yeah, like things like that have a special little spot in my heart.
Yeah.
So, Ralph's house is where at exactly?
We're actually training right here down the street. He actually lives right here. Yeah. So.
Do you just mainly do your camps there, or do you go anywhere
Mhm.
else?
No, we do. I do my camps right there, and then I also have a pretty good boxing coach. His name's Coach Bob. I have him in Wheatley, and then there's also a couple other training centers, PFC, and then Dream Fight Shop.
Dream Fight Shop, is that where Mike trains a lot?
Mhm.
Nice.
They're doing pretty good right there as well.
So do you focus on just straight jiu-jitsu too at points, or are you just mainly a mixed
Mhm.
martial artist?
Just
You throw on the
mainly
gi ever?
mixed martial artist.
You don't ever throw on the gi and
Mhm.
yeah,
I haven't done any competitions. No competitions.
just down for the MMA.
Yeah. Just ready to scrap, you know?
That's
Mhm.
good, man. Well, that last fight, dude, it was pretty impressive. I mean, you were the main event out there, and was that the first time being the main event?
Second time.
That was your second time being the main event?
Third. Second or third. Can't really remember.
And so what's going on? I mean, what happens now? They give you the pro contract
Mhm.
after winning that fight.
So now I'll be fighting again November 9th at Tachi. I'll be fighting again
And
November
that's going to be
9th.
for the Bucks for the first time?
Uh-huh. for the
First time
Bucks.
getting paid for a fight?
Yeah. Getting
Whole
paid.
different thing right
Getting
there.
paid solid, yeah.
It's a whole different deal right there. Whole different feeling.
So, I mean, now
What does your
it's-
family think about it?
Oh, they're excited. They're
The crowd
proud.
was going nuts, man.
Yeah.
You had a lot of fans out there, bro.
Oh no, it was crazy because so many people. I was like, oh no, we'll be selling on Friday. We'll be selling on Friday too. Like I'll have my brother go out there, I'll have my dad go out there, or my mom, and people were still hitting him up like around 8 o'clock.
For tickets?
Yeah, for
Last
tickets,
minute-
but then
last minute
they
shoppers?
sold out. Yeah, so that place was.
It was popping, dude.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it did sell out at the end of it.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool.
Take us a little bit about that. Your fight right there, wasn't that guy like a last minute dude?
Yeah.
Or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
How did your mindset, or you just didn't even care?
I mean, yeah, not necessarily. I mean, me and Anthony were both down to just throw him. You know what I mean?
Have you had that happen before? Like, a lot of fighters in UFC, like back in the day, if a guy had a fight, a guy drop out at the last minute. Like back in the day, you would never see guys back out of it. They would just take it.
Yeah.
But nowadays, you are seeing it a lot. People, oh, I didn't prepare for this guy, or I was preparing for a 5'9" guy. This guy's 6'3", or they just won't take the fight.
That's true.
But real fighters will always take that fight. And so it didn't really mess with your mind at all. Just
No.
you're
no,
prepared
just-
for.
Yeah, just pretty much go out there and you got to do your thing. I mean, the only thing that did mess me up though, which is probably gonna be weird, when I was walking out, my song didn't come on.
Yeah.
So I was like,
That happens.
so they're like, that's not a song, that's not a song. And they're like, you gotta walk out. And I was like, let's do it.
hell?
Let's do it. So I walked out and I just felt stiff.
What song did they give you? Was it some bullshit or what?
Yeah, some,
Marley,
I think
Miley Cyrus.
Somewhere over the
I'm
rainbow.
a Barbie girl.
Yeah. Yeah, and that is, I've heard that from other fighters too, because it kind of sets the tone and your rhythm, you know, and that you look forward to. So when it does that, it plays in your mindset a little bit like, oh shit, you know, your focus kind of gets off keel a little bit.
Yeah.
Until you go in there and mix it up, and then you get refocused. You know, everything's slow motion, and boom, you get after it. But that's good, man.
Once you got in there, though, you look super relaxed. I got to tell you, man, like, you look very composed in there. We're watching, you know. That's one of the first times I've been out there in Tachi, and I think there was a lot of fights that dropped off that card, right?
Oh, yeah.
You could tell there was. I mean, I got to give props to all those guys that just jumped in there at the last second, because there was probably half the card were last minute dudes that just jumped in there and fought, and man, not the most technical fights, but they're putting it on the line. Like I have respect for anybody that gets in there, but like the last couple fights, and mainly yours, when you and the other guy got in there, it looked like you guys were relaxed, composed. You had been there before, you know, you guys did it. So yeah, congratulations to the other guy too. What was his name?
Anthony Howard.
Anthony Howard.
Yeah, Anthony
yeah.
Howard.
Props to him.
Oh
He
yeah,
did a hell of
big
a
time,
fight.
big
Hell of a
time.
fight.
Yeah, that's one of the homies from up north. So
Did you know him from before or what?
yeah, so like we started before the whole thing even happened. I was talking to him, and then he was talking to me. He's like, yeah. He's like, I'm ready, bro. I was like, yeah, me too, bro. He's like, I was like, hey, yeah. I was like, hey, good luck out there. He's like, yeah, you too. Whatever, blah blah. Just talking, just random. We were talking about training with each other and all that. And then at the like when we were about to weigh in, they started, hey, I think we're gonna have to scratch off Anthony's opponent and pull him up to fight you. And I was like,
Now, when did this happen? Was it the day of the fight?
yeah, day of the
that's
fight.
crazy.
Weigh in.
Like literally maybe 5 minutes before weigh-in.
See, I've never had that happen to me, so like I could say right now, like, oh, there'd be no problem, but that's a trip, man. That's a trip.
Yeah,
But I guess if you're training and you're preparing right, you'll be ready for whatever happens in there, right?
yeah, whatever.
Yeah, you look at it even like through the days. I remember when I'd go and talk to guys, and you know, that wanted to advance, get to another level, and I always ask them that question: what if you ever have to fight somebody in your own camp, man? You know, it's not a personal thing; it's business.
Yeah.
You know, and to me, I would look at it. It would be it'd be an honor. You know, it would be.
You would almost
because,
have a little more respect for the guy.
that's something
Seems
that's going to be documented in history. You know, spending that time with them, and that fight is off the hook. Shit, you both prosper. One, whether it's a win or lose or whatever, you kind of still both win. So I kind of always look at it that way. But you know, I'm not a fighter, so I can't say how it would feel. But I mean, when all you guys are all cool.
I know one thing, man. Like, it seems to me after you compete against somebody, like for me, anyways, and most people I know, you build a special camaraderie with that person, especially after you do battle with somebody.
A lot of guys train with each other after, saying, "Hey, if I come to the gym," I've seen it all.
And become good friends after.
Yeah.
You know, I became friends with everybody that I fought, win or lose. You know what I mean? It's just a real respect that you gain for a person after you get to punch each other in the face. You know what I mean? They try to strangle each other. So do you know who you're fighting next or what?
No, not yet.
Just training.
Yeah, just get back to training. Right now, it's just relax time though. Right now,
that's
relax,
good.
and then
when you get, I know everybody's got their comfort food and their like, you know, after fight food.
Yeah.
And you probably had to cut a little weight before your fight. Well, what's the first thing that you went for, man, after that fight?
right after we hit Coyote Grill, and they have like all kinds of random food. So I was
You
like,
didn't go
yeah,
for
I'm
the
gonna.
res dog, huh?
Dude,
Dude, I was gonna get one, man, after that fight, but there was a line like 3 miles long. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm better off, dude. Pay the price the next day after that.
Oh hell yeah, you feel it. You'll feel it.
So, like, do you take a few days off after the fight or what? And then are you back in it though now? You're already going again or what?
No, this week I'm actually relaxing, chilling, and then next week, I'll get back into it. You know, start throwing them again.
Do you get, when you guys train over there, I mean, are you doing like a lot of road work? Do you have like a strength and conditioning guy, or do you do a lot of that stuff on your own?
He does a lot of that too.
Ralph does?
Yeah, strength and conditioning. We'll have our strength and conditioning days. I mean, once Tuesday hits, the Tuesday's usually the strength and conditioning.
And he pushes it pretty good?
Yeah. And then even when I'm not there, I still go to the gym either before or after. So it'll be 2 hours in the gym and then another 2 hours over here.
Now, I was listening to one of your interviews earlier a couple days ago, and you were talking about being a major in liberal arts.
Yeah.
So are you in school still or what?
I actually stopped going to school this semester. I changed my major, and then I'm gonna be starting the police academy in January.
There you go.
Right on.
in January. So
I love to see that, man. Like you're fighting and doing what you love, but you got a backup plan
yeah,
going.
yeah, just in case.
So, I mean, you from some of the stories I've heard you talking, on different podcasts, you know, like a lot of us when we're younger, we get into some trouble, street fights, whatever, following around the wrong people. When did you, like, what age did you come to the point where you go, I want to go to school and do something?
My parents, from where they came from, they've always pushed me. They've always pushed me to do it. And even though I was always in school and stuff like that, but on the side, I was like being a troublemaker.
Yeah,
I was doing stupid shit. So, I just started thinking about it, and like my dad even told me, he's like, you gotta really think. You either want to go to school, get a good education, get paid, or end up in jail or killed.
And your dad, obviously, like, growing up out there, he's probably seen a lot.
Yeah. Oh,
He knows what
definitely.
he's
Yeah.
talking about.
And then from Reedley, I went to COS. Then right after that, I was like, all right, you know what? I wanna speed this up. So
So
I've
you're
always
going
wanted.
to go into the police academy,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah.
What made you take that decision on?
I've always wanted to become a police officer. Always. And there's things that I would think about, like, oh, maybe I don't, maybe I do. But then at the end, I was just like, you know what? Fuck it, like, let's do it. Like,
Might as well take a chance.
if I don't like it, I'll just go back to school. But I doubt that's gonna
Once
be
you
a
do that,
problem.
you could always pursue something else from there. There's a lot of different avenues you
Oh,
can take
yeah.
off that.
Oh, yeah.
How old are you, bro?
21.
Oh man, you're
Oh,
young.
shoot, yeah, you
Yeah,
got,
man.
21.
I just hear that.
you got a lot of
21.
time.
Mhm.
Yeah, if I could flash back to that. I was doing all kinds of bad things.
Party
at that
time, huh?
age. Dang, dude.
Party time.
I'm thinking I was like 28 the first time I got in the cage. When I was 21, I was like, I think barely starting jiu-jitsu. 21. At that time, I was watching UFC, and it was back when Horst Gracie was fighting.
Yeah.
It was like no weight classes.
Oh yeah.
And I remember,
Yeah.
think people would ask, like, hey, would you ever do that? And back then I'd be like, hell no. Because there was no weight classes, no gloves or anything. And then as time went along, and I moved over here, the rules and everything started setting in, and it started getting a little bit different. But yeah, it's a whole different thing now, man. I still trip out when I'm watching you guys fight the other night. The game has just changed so much,
Yeah.
Back then when I was fighting, 90% of the guys, if they got taken down to their guard and went to their guard, there's a lot of guard attacks. But like now, most people, as soon as you hit your back, you're just getting back up to your feet. That's the whole game. Do you guys work that a lot in there or what? So how do you go about bringing on that kind of mentality? Because it looks like I've watched a few of your fights. As soon as you hit, if a guy takes you down, you're popping right out, or you're rolling the guy over.
Yeah.
Is that coming from the wrestling, or is that coming from the training?
Both. I could say a lot of both. Wrestling, training, even the jiu-jitsu. It all like comes together like with one, especially when you're in there and you could actually think. You start to like, just with any little movement, any little like, how do you say it? Just like any flow, like just like flow wrestling or anything like that. Just keep it moving, Don't ever stop.
That's what it seems like you do too.
Yeah,
One of your
don't
fights, I
stop.
was watching the kid head and armed you, I think 2 or 3 times in the fight. But you were just right out of it right away.
Yeah.
That looked like it kind of came from the wrestling. Do you guys do drills like that? Like just getting off your back?
Yeah. So one person will take you, throw a combo, take you down, get back up. Another person throw a combo, take you down, get back up. You give it like 50%, but
Is there times that you guys, when you're sparring, that it gets kind of crazy?
oh yeah.
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 It heats up pretty good?
Oh yeah. Like if my coach, he always says, hit somebody the way you want to get hit.
Yeah,
But then-
that's the common rule. right
Yeah,
there.
but then
it always heats up the.
Oh man, it gets crazy. People start bleeding, and
Yeah.
Do you guys ever get guys that just come in off the street like, I want to be an MMA fighter, and they get to the point of sparring and just go nuts?
Yeah, we've had some. They'll come in there and then just trying to go.
They don't last long,
Yeah,
don't
trying to go crazy.
They get humbled,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, they get all
You see
gassed
that a lot
out,
in
too.
Larry at the boxing gym all the time, man. We see these guys bring out the little 15-year-old guys.
Yeah.
Hector does, and puts them in there. Him and
The little
he's in-
15-year-old on you, tune you
Yeah,
up
he
real
goes
quick.
in there,
Oh,
and the guys.
man.
He looks like a kid that just came out of church,
Mhm.
and he go in there and just pepper these men, and they're like,
They stop,
never
huh?
come back.
Yeah, they're.
You know, so, but it is, man, and get out of it what you put into it, you know, and that's it.
Yeah, for
You know,
real.
you get
Mhm.
disciplined and get to a point where, you know, where you are right now, everything becomes second nature, especially with all the training.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
So
yeah.
it's just not based on reaction, and that looks cool when it works,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah.
because it's something you
It feels
you
good, too, man,
simulate,
when
you
you can
kind
pull
of
something
simulate
off.
the,
Oh,
the actually during a fight when you're training, and 9 out of 10 times it happens, and you just you make it happen.
Mhm.
You know, and that's what's cool about where you see other guys, other gyms I've been to, and these guys, they're not consistent. You know, and they're doing one thing, and then they don't finish it, and then they get into something. They
Yeah.
get into something else. So the guys are kind of confused when they fight, and you see them when they fight, and they fight like that. It's like, shit, the guy don't even know what the hell he is. You know, like that.
Yeah, a
And
lot of
then-
guys hop around too much
yeah.
too, I think.
And then they go to another gym and say, shit, what the hell?
Yeah.
That guy.
Sometimes that can be good, and sometimes it
Yeah,
can be
it
bad.
won't good. Like Mark
Have you been with
Phillips.
with that set of guys pretty much your whole MMA career?
Yeah, so I was training at Dream Fight Shop for my first fight. I was training with them, and then the gym closed down. So, and it closed down for a good while, so I moved out over here to Ralph's house. And then ever since then, I just trained with them.
Do you
Just
train
stuck
with
them.
Julio Diaz and those guys too?
Mhm.
Yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
That's good, huh?
Yeah, them too. So it's cool because I mean they have Ralph right here and then PFC is right there.
Between that, you got a pretty good little deal going.
Oh yeah.
So, like, ultimately, where do you plan on taking this? You're obviously gonna be fighting pro now. That's a
Mhm.
huge step. I mean, are you trying to go all the
Mhm.
way to the UFC?
Yep.
Because Tachi Palace, man, like, I'm serious. I can't tell you how many times I've seen guys work, and then they get to the point where they're out there at Tachi, and like, man, making it to Tachi is a big deal. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of these guys don't understand. A lot of legacy has been out there at Tachi, man. A lot of legendary dudes have came from Tachi and made it into the UFC. And man, I think you have a chance when you get to Tachi. Like, there's people watching you now. Like, you may not see them, but they're out in that crowd. There's
Yeah.
scouts out there watching. you know?
Yeah, they're putting calls into the matchmaker. Who do you got coming up? What prospects? I mean, a lot of them. I mean, look at Alex Perez.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
he got
Named
that
so many.
opportunity.
Cody
He
Gibson.
did
I mean,
Cody
there's so many
Gibson.
guys. Joe
I mean,
Soto.
there's a lot.
Oh, yeah.
A lot.
Seeing these local guys, you've obviously, I mean, you watch the game, and you've seen like Joe Soto and Cody and these different, and
Chad
Marion
Mendes,
Renault.
all those people.
These locals make it into the UFC. Does that give you some hope to?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, the only way I'll stop is if, I literally cannot do it physically anymore.
Or just
That's-
maybe don't like it.
Yeah.
But you're obviously liking it right now.
I mean, it's fun. It's fun. I mean, yeah, you get punched in the face, but it's still fun.
You get to hit them back though.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And that's what's good. That's awesome mindset, because at the end of the day, you got to have fun first.
Mhm.
If not, you need to be doing something else.
Yeah.
You know, and when it's fun and you can do it consistent, shit, it'll take it wherever you want.
Oh yeah, you
You know.
just go out
So
there.
your
and
dad
do
and
your
them,
thing.
are they out there at the fights every time you fight?
Oh yeah, yeah. They do not. I mean,
Did you have a lot of family out there that night? 'Cause it was crazy when they
Oh,
called
yeah.
your name, boy. It was like, damn.
Yeah, half of the crowd is just family, and then the other half is friends.
That's
you know?
crazy,
So
man.
it gets huge, and then especially like, Mexicans, they have just a huge family.
Yeah, and they're
So-
all about family. I love it.
Yeah, so it gets
Best
it
get-togethers
gets
ever.
crazy. It
Best
gets
family
crazy.
get-togethers are Mexican get-togethers.
Next fight will be pro fight.
Mhm.
So you figure that hopefully it'll be on a Friday, because I heard it was a really good turnout on a Friday.
Oh, yeah.
And it's never been on one. So you can almost guarantee you there'll be a barbecue
Mhm.
next
the
day.
next-
Oh yeah.
at their
Winner
place.
loser's gonna be some, there's gonna
Yeah.
be some
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of carne asada.
Yeah, either
going
that
down.
or something
Yeah.
to the ground, man. It's gonna
Definitely.
be that's some play. We should go. Give us an invite.
Hey, I got you guys. You
We'll
guys
bring
don't even
tortillas.
worry about
Oh, bro, that
it.
was,
Hey, you guys can go
I'll
ahead
go
and
out
My
there,
pull
mouth's
man,
already
for sure.
watering. I can just picture it.
Hey,
Man.
I'll bring a big old thing of carne asada out there.
You guys are more than
Yeah,
welcome.
some
Go ahead and swing by.
Hey, so
drink
like
a
those
couple.
kids out there in New London, you know, the youngsters that are running around there, are they aware of what you do?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so-
A lot of them is just my family, my cousins.
What's that like? Do you play around with them and mess around with them? You know,
Yeah.
teach them here and there?
Yeah, I teach them here and there. I mean, there's a good amount of them that like I could see that they look up to me, and that's what I'm happy for. You know, I
That's
could be
good,
like a
man.
little motivation for them,
Yeah, that's awesome.
and that's
You're doing
what.
something positive. And
Yeah.
that's quite a change from some of the other things that have happened in the history of New London, right?
Mhm, for real,
Oh,
and that's
that's
why
good, bro.
I shout them out a lot. Like, come on, you know, like, you guys could do it.
Do you have a lot of
Yeah.
brothers and sisters, or
I have one brother, Ethan Aguilar, and then one sister, Cassie
younger?
Aguilar.
Both younger than you?
Yeah, my brother's 19, my sister's 17.
So you're the oldest one, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
That's good,
So,
man. You're doing good things, bro.
mhm.
That's
I'm
really good to hear.
trying to, you know, just trying to keep.
So when are you gonna really kick it up for this camp, this training camp?
I am just grind, work on my stand up, work on my wrestling even more.
Did you come out of that last fight like with certain things in mind
Mhm.
that you
Yeah.
wanted to work on?
Yeah, definitely. I gotta let my hands go.
Let your hands go more?
I gotta let them go.
Because you got the wrestling, you got the wrestling defense for sure.
Mhm.
And it looks like when you hit the ground, you'd rather just get back up. It looks like you'd like to
Mhm.
scrap it up
Oh,
on
yeah.
your feet. So
Oh,
you'd,
yeah.
you'd rather be throwing them than doing jujitsu.
Mhm. Definitely. I'd rather let's stand up and
That's your favorite part.
yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. But yeah, I need to make sure my hands come out.
So what do you do about that? I mean, was your boxing coach right there? Does he study the fight?
He wasn't there because he had back spasms, I believe it was. But I mean, Ralph, he's right there. He's, you know, just let him go. Just
Ralph's
let him
been
go.
around the game for a long time.
He tells me just let him go. Let him go. Be smart. Let him go.
You got to be smart about it, though.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's key right there.
Mhm. Yeah. So I mean, and then the cool thing too is I had my brother with me. He was the other cornerman.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So it kind of felt good too. So it was pretty comfortable.
It's great having your brother in the. I remember I had my brothers with me the first time I fought, like, and I was backstage for a while, you know, waiting for the fight to come up. It was the first fight, and I remember I was just so. If I could have found the exit, I probably would have snuck out of that place.
Mhm.
And then my two brothers snuck backstage, and they got back there, and I just remember like the relief of having my brothers right
Yeah.
there with me. And then like they're my younger brothers, you
Mhm.
know what I mean? So you're. You know what I mean? You're gonna
Yeah,
go out there and
yeah,
you're
you
gonna do
gotta
it.
show
You know what I
yeah.
mean? And they're in your corner watching you and they're looking up to you. That's cool, man.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. I mean, having the support from my family and friends, it's like, I can't even explain it. Like, I appreciate it so much. I mean, even though after the fights I can't say hi to like half of them, and that's what sucks. But
Yeah.
I really do appreciate them being there.
Yeah,
It's-
you know you got when the crowd goes crazy like that, you got a lot of people looking out for you.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Oh,
what
yeah.
a trip, man. It's such a trip being in that cage, man. Like people
Oh,
just
yeah.
don't know, dude. It's crazy, man. Like when I just get the nerves when me and Archie are over there watching.
Mhm.
This guy, Archie, the producer, his son fought on that card that night.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Julian.
Mhm.
Real tough fight. We got to get him on the show, bro. Does he want to come on? Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, Julian, man, really good fight, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you, like out
He
of
did
all
good.
the fighters I was watching with no technique, and then when our guy goes up, like I swear, his opponent comes out and he's just like the most technical guy ever. That dude was tough, man. Where was he? Where
I
was
heard
that
it
guy from?
it could have went either way.
It was dead even.
Yeah.
Dude. It was. I actually thought Julian had turned it around at the end. He had the 2 takedowns, and then in the last round he had a real nice omoplata set up. He had the Anna had a little omoplata sweep, so the submission attacks. The other kid had a lot of jabs working in there, like a lot of points off jabs.
That's what they're-
But it was good, man. It was a tough fight. Props to both guys. Where was that? What camp was that guy out of, Archie?
It was AKA. wasn't
Oh
he?
yeah, there you
yeah.
go. He's from AKA.
He just came out of a
says it
camp
right
with
there. That says it right there.
training with what's his name with Khabib. What didn't he train?
Mhm.
Family.
Yeah.
beard.
He did. He had the little
Khabib, baby
Kazakhstan
Khabib.
beard going on.
Uh-huh.
That's good though, man. He's just gonna grow from it. But he got a pro contract too, man. I'm stoked on what Richard and them are doing. I think that's so
That's
cool,
awesome,
man.
dude.
It
It's
is,
long
dude.
time coming. Long time.
A lot of guys I hear, and I'll even be honest, man. Like when I was younger in this stuff, like I used to really not care so much for the promoters, and because you see, I mean, we seen it a lot back in the day. Like it just seemed like they didn't care for the guy that much. But Richard and Jeremy both, like they do care about you guys, and they're trying to get you to the next level.
Yeah.
Now they're not going to deal with any bullshit.
No.
The no call, no show on the last day. I
Oh,
mean, what do you
man.
expect if you don't? Dude, you got to be a professional in this
Yeah,
deal,
you
right?
can't do that. You can't do that.
I mean,
That's,
dude, these guys are literally trying to get you up to the next level. Like they can get you into the UFC. I know for a fact, Jeremy and Richard and Jason House and these guys, if you do it right, they can get you into the UFC. So yeah, the guys, I mean, if there's no excuse, I mean, a no call, no show. If you were hurt or something's up, you can make a phone. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? A freaking phone call the night before, even a text message. But dude, I mean, there was 3 or 4 guys in this last card that just didn't show up. I think one guy even walked out from the back room when you guys were back there warming up. Just
Oh my
literally decided right
gosh.
before the fight that he wasn't gonna fight.
just took off.
Yeah,
it's
it was
like a
crazy,
job, dude. You got
Yeah.
to call in and a job. You don't show up, dude, you're gone.
Yeah, you
If
fired.
you give those guys at least, dude, if you even tell them the day of, they can get a guy to throw in there.
Yeah,
You
I
know
mean,
what
disrespectful, and it's not going to burn your bridge, man. They spend money and investment on the card, the poster, their advertising, all kinds of stuff like that. It's not cheap, you know.
Not
And then
cheap at all.
basically, the name that's off there because they didn't no show is your name. You're just hurting yourself, you know. So
Oh,
that
yeah.
doesn't make sense.
Like I saw a couple posts and it said that so and so will not be fighting for Tachi in the future ever.
Yeah,
or
that's
something
what
like that.
happens,
and I was just
man.
like,
It's
that's
and man, that's a big opportunity loss right there because you're getting in there and you're seriously putting your life on the line when you step in that cage. Like that people can call it a sport or whatever. I know there's rules and everything, but dude, especially when you turn pro and you can throw elbows at each other's face.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And you're throwing shins, like you're throwing bones at each other. Like anything could happen in there. You know what I mean? You got to take that to the fullest level.
that's for sure. That's for sure. Just gotta be aware.
I don't understand, man. I always try to put into another perspective, like, okay, you fight all these amateur fights, you get an opportunity to basically, which is the main show in this area, and not just here, but everywhere. It's kind of like, you know, you wait all year long, school year, and you see this girl that, God, you know, and all of a sudden, you just got the
finally get the
nerve to
nerve
do
out?
it. She calls you up and out of the blue, and then you never show up. Basically, dude, you think she's gonna have nothing to do with
That's
you
so fun.
anymore? No, I don't
It's a-
think so. This guy went cold feet.
It's a no call, no show to the prom dance, huh?
Yeah, or whatever, you know. But
We need to give a little shout out to our sponsors.
yeah, let's go ahead. We're
It's
gonna
about
go
the
ahead and
time
pay
we
some
pay some
bills.
bills here.
Let's go pay some bills. Go ahead, Tom. Take it.
Well, we're here at Spike and Rail, guys, and if you haven't had a chance to make it over here yet, delicious food, man. They got you mentioned the podcast, you'll get a little discount, a little 50% discount. Even without the discount, the prices are pretty good and the food's delicious. We also got Glepler Communications, right? One of our main sponsors right there. Props to those guys. Also want to give a shout out to Grappling X, guys. It's coming up quick. You can still sign up here. September 22nd, guys, Grappling X. Gi and Gilles tournament. Corey Cass, that's our guy right there. Yep, it's in Fresno, California at Granite Ridge. Yeah, wherever that's at. But you can go to grapplingx.com. You can get all the information. You can get in contact with Corey Cass real easy.
Or take a few.
Great tournament if you're a beginner. Great tournament if you're advanced. You know what I mean? Go out there, you're going to get guaranteed usually 2 matches. And yeah, a lot of the local schools are going out there. This is going to be a good one. I plan on being there. Then the same day we got the 559 fights, right?
Yeah.
And now that's at the Harley Davidson. We're in Fresno. Is it Fresno?
Yeah,
or have I
yeah,
said it?
Yeah.
it's in Fresno, but it's not the downtown Fresno. It's the big one. I believe it's off Shaw. Yeah, off of Shaw.
Hey, and man, that card is going to be good right there. It's amateur fights, but these guys are all on the verge of going pro. We got Big Al Gonzalez. He was going to be a guest tonight, guys. Family comes first. That's one thing me and Chris, that I've actually learned from Chris throughout my time. When issues come up, family comes first. That's the bottom line.
take care
So
of them
Al had something come up tonight. He couldn't make it on the show, but we're really looking forward to Al. We'll probably get him on before the fight If we don't, we'll get him on after the fight. But Al's one of those guys, just like this young man right here, that I could see taking it all the way to, you know what I mean? They could take it all the way to the professional level and beyond if they choose to do so. So yeah, it's going to be good. Get your tickets for that 559 fight. You don't want to miss that one. That one is going to be good right there.
Oh yeah, before I want to make mention, going back to Grappling X, I understand, did he need help for tables and all that?
Yeah, if you've got jiu-jitsu experience, like, you got to have a little experience. If you're a black belt or brown belt, you can do some refereeing. He'll pay you too. He'll pay you good.
Yeah,
Or-
it's a
or he
paying
pays
job.
everybody.
It's not just volunteer.
He also needs judges to flip scores and things like that. And he's probably got a couple other odd jobs. But yeah, you can contact Corey Cash, get a hold of him on Facebook or Twitter, any of the social media sites, or just go to grapplingnext.com. And yeah, any other sponsors that I missed?
Shout out to MMA Fight Gear in Visalia, Eddie Gary.
Gary by saying
We still need to go by there, man. The guy's a big supporter of our deal. Anybody go in there, just mention us that we heard about them, which I'm sure you already know him, and I'm sure he'll give you a killer deal. He gives you a killer deal regardless.
Definitely does,
That's just
yeah.
how he is.
Yeah, I guarantee he's a huge fan of the game. I guarantee
Yeah.
he knows who you are. Yeah, Eddie, he won't let us bring any cameras in there though. He doesn't want. He said he won't be on record.
Yeah.
I love that guy, man. He's a fighter too, man. He came up in our gym and he just right away wanted to hop into the cage and he did. He went in there and did really
He
good.
did
He's
it, man.
super tough dude. Came out of a real tough upbringing. You know, he did the gang banging and did a little time in YA and you know. Most fighters though, I've noticed like some of the best fighters kind of do come out of bad backgrounds. You notice that?
Yeah.
It's not your regular average Joe that's going to do something like that. So it is what it is. But Eddie completely turned his life around. He saw, he liked MMA and he opened that store up. And yeah, I got a lot of respect for that guy. So what else is going on, bud? I know we've got a lot of action coming up in the fight world.
A lot of
professional
action,
fight
but
world.
big shout out to just posted today, Marion Renault, aka Momo, the number 7th ranked UFC women's bantamweight. Her
Out of
and her husband
Farmersville,
Mama Perez,
California.
they're going
Yeah.
to go ahead and venture off from their own gym. Target date is about 3 weeks here in Visalia. Also, big shout out to Cody Gibson, man. He was on our show, maybe 3 weeks ago, not even a
Yep.
month. And,
Cody's one of our guys that
talking
joins us quite a
about
bit on here.
yeah, talking about getting the It's to come back, and he's going to be fighting. What is the Kona main event, I believe?
What is the
And,
name of that show? FLA or LFA?
LFA. There
So
you go.
Legacy Fighting
Yeah.
Alliance. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're putting together a pretty good.
And that's
card.
on
gonna be
that's
good.
on national TV, Access TV too. So here at Salon Arena in Fresno, I think the tickets are available.
Yeah, and Cody, he's in the gym over there training all the time. Yeah, he's a beast, man.
Yeah.
He got the itch real quick. Stepped out for a little bit and got that itch right back.
All right.
10-second break, my friends. Get a cold drink. Use the restroom.
And we're back. Welcome to the HAMMERFIST podcast here, live on MMA Fight Pass. And the shout out once again to the main people that take care of us, Spike and Rail here in Selma, California. And back to our topic, we're just talking about local stuff right now, and we're going to venture into things like this week in the UFC. Big fights coming
Yes,
up
sir.
this weekend.
What do you think about the Woodley and Darren Till fight?
I think it's a
What do you
good
think about
fight.
that?
I mean, I don't know,
What,
man.
what does your heart tell you on that one? If you're a betting man, and you
I
had to
think
bet
Till.
to save
I got to go with Till. I kind of not, but then at the same time,
What about his weight? Do you think he's gonna make weight?
he's a big dude, man.
He's so big.
I think that right there would be a big factor.
I think he'll make the weight though
like
for
that,
this
yeah.
one.
But I
I
think
do
he-
believe he's gonna make the
Yeah.
weight. What do you think, Anthony?
Oh man.
Who you got on that one?
I mean, I'm a big fan of both of them, but I think I'm gonna have to go with T Woodley on this one.
I think I'm gonna go with T. Woodley too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of them, but my
Darren
heart
Till.
kind of says yeah, but I just kind of always like
Darren Till
I like
impressed
to
the
go
hell out
against
of
the
me
grain.
when he roughed Cowboy.
Yeah.
Like I didn't really know anything about him. I just didn't really know anything about him. But man, when he fought Cowboy, and Cowboy's obviously he's an OG in the deal. It showed a lot. Woodley's takedowns though, like they're solid, man.
Yeah.
Like his takedowns are solid, and he's got
Yeah.
hands to throw to set the takedowns up, which is a big thing. So yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Who else is on that card? Oh, there's Nico Montano versus Valentina Shevchenko.
Yeah, that's going to be her
gonna
first title
real good
defense
fight right there.
since winning.
That's a new weight class in the women's division, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's
115.
Oh man, I don't
Oh,
even
yeah.
know about that one. That Nico, she impresses the hell out of
But
me.
yeah, she's a Native American coming out. She's actually her first title defense, and she's got against one of the baddest women.
So
there is.
she has the belt. Nico
Yeah,
does?
she won. She won the Ultimate Fighter,
And
but she actually won the belt because of that.
Oh, refresh my memory. So that tough was for the
For
new
the
weight
tough-
class,
yeah, for
and
the-
then
yeah.
they got the belt in the finale.
Yeah,
Oh,
and she
right.
was, I believe, number 16 seed.
dude,
Oh,
Valentina-
She
wow.
came through the ranks and just destroyed everybody.
Oh man, dude,
And let some
Valentina
vets in
reminds
there,
me
too.
of Dolph Lundgren and Rocky, bro. Like, what's his name? Drago. You know what I mean? I'm serious. Hey, those Russians are. Hey, I'll tell you what. I'm not prejudiced at all. I'm a mutt, man. I'm mixed up like crazy. But I grew up with a lot of Hispanic kids, and there's something about the Mexican race that they just have a different type of heart and like a love for fighting, man. I'm not kidding. But Russians too. Russians are so damn tough.
They're
Now I don't
tough,
know if
yeah.
it's because of the upbringing or how they're brought up over there. I don't know what the deal is, but what do you think about that, man? Like, what do you? Now you're Hispanic,
Yeah.
right?
hmm
Have you ever looked back into your race, like to track where you guys come from, like deep back into it, like past your mom and grandpa?
A lot of my family comes from Michoacan and Jalisco.
That's
So-
where my wife's from. That's
yeah.
Jalisco. That's
So
where
from both of those, and then we went to go visit Michoacan like back when I was like in 8th grade, and yeah,
she's from. So you've been back over there, huh?
Yeah, it's oh, man,
Beautiful over there, man.
it's beautiful, and then but
It's a
the
whole different deal.
yeah, like they don't care, you know.
Nah,
they
it's a trip. I love Mexico, man.
Yeah.
We take about 2 or 3 trips a year down there, like to Puerto Vallarta and
oh yeah,
Todos Santos. That's where my wife's
those
family's
places are
from.
nice.
But yeah, what do you think about like what I'm saying though? Like, where do you think that gameness comes from? Because it's not just something that everybody has. I mean, that's something that's like bred, and don't you think, Chris? Like,
Oh, yeah, well, because you figure the stereotype, you look Hispanic and stuff, because, I mean, you got the culture of the Indian culture there.
yeah,
From whenever. And then you got the Spaniards, that kind of mixed in blood. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, we went to Mexico City, and I had a lot of cousins that live over there, and they're German and Mexican.
damn, that's a tough little mix.
And they're all redhead with blue eyes. I was, what the heck? You know, and
Canelos?
talk Spanish.
Canelos.
Yeah, it was kind of it was kind of weird an experience, you know, for me. And then we have relatives that live like in Mexicali and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's on my dad's side. He was born in Chihuahua, Mexico, and then he was raised in Spanish Harlem, New York City, and then came back here through Texas. But my mom's a Native American. She was born and raised San Gabriel. My grandma and grandpa are buried there in the mission. So, you know, they got that side where everybody's like 6'5" and stuff like that. Big old
Crazy ass.
Indians, man, you know. But they're all like complectitude and green eyes and all that kind of stuff too. So, but I mean, you look at it, it's just the, I think the work ethic that, that you see back there, because you go there, and we used to go all the time as a kid, usually like 4th of July, we'd go there the week before and stay all week and before we came back. And you would just see those guys, man, and even like I had uncles, everybody like on my side are all construction workers. They either did cement masons
Tough
or
work.
laborers.
That's hard
and
work.
they're hard freaking
Mhm.
work, man. And I remember as a kid, when we were 15 years old, each one of me and my brothers at that time, we would have to go to work during the summer. And the money we would make, we would use to buy school clothes, you know, for the next year. It was just kind of a learning process that
Yep.
my dad
That is a
kind
good
of
learning.
taught us. And I did it that one summer, man. I came home and said, oh, gosh, dude, I ain't doing that. Look at the bastards in there.
I'm done
You know,
swinging
I'm going
hammers.
to go to school, man. I'm not going to,
Yeah.
I'd rather work smart than hard. And yeah, I ended up doing that. But no, but props, you know, to them, man. And I mean, hell, look at the Chihuahuas, dude. Smallest dog out there with the biggest heart. And they're
Yeah.
like that. I mean, everything is just, I think it's just the heritage, and it's kind of just ground in them.
I always noticed like the kids I grew up with, they always just had a willingness like to never back down. Like even if they were smaller, like when it came to fights, and a lot of the dudes like the Mexican kids I grew up with, like they wouldn't even let me get in a fight. Like they would jump in before I even had it. They just love to fight.
It's
so
just
much,
the
you know what I
upbringing,
mean?
the way they are. You
Yeah,
kind of
and
see
the
that
uncles and dads
when you
were
grow
totally
in there,
like
and
that.
even as a kid, you know, you go to families deals, and you know everybody has a little bit, and then there's fights. You know,
Yeah.
brothers,
Yeah.
whatever.
And
It's
then
just
beer
that.
after.
It's just that way.
Tacos
You know.
and beers after.
Oh.
So you kind of, like they say, it's the macho thing, but it's just the blood, man. That not to stand up for yourself. You know, to go
Well,
in and speak
It
up.
makes for hell of good MMA fights.
Oh yeah, it does. Boxing. You know, look at some of the best.
Speaking of boxing, man, what do you guys think about part 2, Triple G and Canelo?
I went with Canelo the first one. I mean, we ended up being a draw, but I'm gonna go with Triple
What did you
G
think
this
about
time.
that first fight? You think that they were kind of holding back? A
I
little bit?
oh yeah,
Yeah?
yeah.
Are you a big boxing fan,
Fight
Anthony?
conservative?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Big time.
Were you like brought up on boxing before you got into MMA? Like as far
Yeah.
as watching it on
Yeah,
TV?
yeah. We'd all get together at my grandpa's house, or you know.
Who is your? Do you remember like who your dad's favorite fighters were back in the day? Was there certain guys that he followed? Or you just
Not
into it?
really. He was just into it, and then my favorite was Roy Jones Jr.
Yes.
He would go out.
My favorites as well.
That guy's.
Roy Jones Jr. in his prime was amazing,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
He was really something else. He's definitely one of my favorites.
Mhm.
I used to love watching like Roberto Duran and those guys too.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Those
Yeah.
days were some of the
Tommy
classics.
Hearns, all those guys.
So I think this fight with the Triple G Canelo, I think it's gonna be fireworks, man. I think they're gonna go in there and try to
Yeah.
finish
Oh,
it
yeah.
up. It's gonna be a good one.
I don't know if it's
I
gonna
don't
go
know if I'll
all.
pay the $85 to watch it.
No,
but,
no. Get a fire stick. It's only 60.
Yeah,
I only
I
charge
know.
60. And I'll
I need to
load
get up on
thing.
that fire stick game, dude. I think I know a guy.
I have one in my trunk right
If you guys don't know a fire stick, I'm not even up on that technology, but I think I know a guy.
Look, watch right
He's
here on my
all,
phone.
you know what?
Even on my phone right now.
Yeah, I gotta get that fire stick, dude. I've been having to go to Buffalo Wild Wings, dude.
You have
Prices
an
get
Android
too-
phone?
get
You have
too
an Android?
expensive,
Oh,
man.
You
Yeah,
have
I
an
got the
Android phone?
Android.
I'll jailbreak before we get out of here.
There you go.
Easy, gravy.
So you can use a fire stick off your phone too?
Just use your phone, dude. And then you can mirror it on your
I'm
fire
so
stick.
behind on the technology game.
If you get a better feed on your phone, and then
That-
a lot of times, you know, you get that, and there are those apps, a lot of people
Yeah.
use them, so it kind of lags, you know, or the streaming's not as solid. But if you have it on your phone, you can go to your fire stick and then go to a feature called Mirror,
Yeah.
then hit your Bluetooth on here, and boom,
Yeah.
go on your TV.
Getting straight knowledge.
My
There you go.
my cousins, they're from LA. They actually showed me
Probably all
the.
hip on it.
Yeah, they showed me some. They actually downloaded it on my phone, and I get all of the pay-per-view fights for free.
That's what I'm
So-
talking about right there.
All right.
You guys didn't hear that.
No, yeah, don't say
Hey,
that.
what about the freaking the bare knuckle fighting that's going on
Oh,
now?
I
man?
know,
Have you guys
man.
been checking that out?
Yeah,
Or
you know,
seen-
actually, we have someone that we need to call in, and he's agreed to it, a heavyweight at Josue Lugo. He fought at Tachi heavyweight, and he just
I
signed a
remember him.
contract. He's going to fight.
gonna do it?
Yeah, he's going to
Oh,
do
man.
Hey, are they doing? Is it MMA or is it just only stand up? Because the one I seen like Charles Bennett fighting recently, it looked like it was just a
it.
stand
Yeah,
up
just a
fight.
stand-up. It's
So
a
they're going,
stand-up.
dude. That's old school pugilistic, right?
These guys
They
are
just-
coming back. I mean, Lieben and whatchamacallit signed the fight.
Broken hands
Just Lieben,
and-
yeah.
I've always kind of
That's
thought
brutal.
though, man, when you make it bare knuckle, like that changes everything. It'd be interesting to see some MMA fights like that with the bare knuckle. I think you would see a lot of difference though in striking though.
Well,
You
look
know
at the
what I'm saying?
early days. Remember the first,
Yeah.
like UFC 1?
see more hammer
That
fists
one
going
dude
down,
would go
palm
in there, that
strikes.
one big Samoan dude.
Yeah.
He had like just tape on here and boom, man.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy where it's going, like how they outlawed UFC for that whole time. I don't know, you're pretty young. What was the first UFC that you saw? Like that guy, you know what I mean? Do you remember that? Like with the first MMA or the
I
first
think-
MMA fight?
Well, the first ever like card that I seen was I think that it was Chuck Liddell and Tito Ortiz. That was the first one ever. But I would see,
Before
I'd watch.
you had like came out to, you never even been out to any of these local shows or anything like that at the time?
Nope. And I would watch like just YouTube videos on the UFC 1, the 2, 3, and that's when I was
Classics.
like, oh snap.
Those are the ones that got me
Yeah.
hooked.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Back then, like when you first were watching it, or even now, was there a certain guy like you look up to? I know a lot of fighters will kind of model themselves sometimes after a certain top fighter. Was there anybody out there that stuck out in your mind that you look up to, and maybe?
I mean, I always liked Chuck Liddell because he was down to scrap, and then George St. Pierre.
You kind of have that style too, of that same type of style of wanting to keep it on the feet.
Yeah.
You got the wrestling if you need it. But the fights I was watching of you today, it didn't look like you were going for too many takedowns. You were defending a lot of them.
Yeah.
Do you prefer just?
Yeah, stand up.
There you go.
Stand up.
That's
Let's throw
cool, man.
Let's throw.
So what date is that fight going to be again? Your pro fight?
November 9th.
November 9th,
yeah,
guys.
at Tachi.
At Tachi Palace. Be sure to get your tickets for that one. It's going to sell out for sure.
Oh yeah.
That's going to be crazy, man.
Definitely.
Hopefully we can get you back on the show before then.
Oh, yeah,
Maybe
that'd
get your
be
coach
awesome.
Ralph in here too would be awesome.
Oh yeah.
I would love to pick that guy's brain. He's been around the game for a long time. How old is that guy now? Does he still want to fight? Because
He's talking about fighting one more person, but I don't know.
he's got a guy in mind.
Yeah, he's got a guy in mind. But I don't know. We'll see.
Does he still train hard with you guys in there?
Oh yeah. Yeah. He'll get in there and he'll spar with us.
There you go.
So it's like,
He still has the itch.
yeah, it's right there. It's fun. It's fun.
That's
I
good,
mean,
man.
To have a coach right there, just even doing the grind with you, then it's like, all right, there's something.
That's kind of rare too, man, because a lot of times you'll see coaches, they'll ease back into that, after they do it for a while, they'll ease back and they kind of back away and back away and back away from the actual training part. That's one thing I like about like Mark Dela Cruz, his school, and Tom Knox's school at Elite over there. Those guys get right on the mat and they'll roll with everybody. Like they're not backing away from any rules.
Oh yeah.
They'll get right on there and roll with you and scrap it up with you. So it's good, man. Why don't you, you might have some sponsors to give some shout outs to, or maybe some family members or coaches. Anybody out there that you'd like to tell thank you?
Just big ups to the family up above, family and friends. My
Family up above.
yeah, my parents, gotta give it up to them, you know, brother, sister, my friends, for always being there for me. Anybody just supporting, you know, I appreciate it all. My sponsors, all of my sponsors. I mean, I got a good amount. Let me just read them
Break
off.
it out, man.
Yeah,
Break it
I'm
out.
Check it out, brother.
That's what we're here for.
Let me read them to you guys really quick.
And guys, man, like, you know, with this podcast, I just have to bring it up. I wasn't going to bring it up, but I kind of got to bring it up, man. I'll say it all the time. You could choose love or you could choose hate. And we all know a hater out there. And usually when somebody's doing something good or people get jealous, they start hating. And you know this is a new show. It's a fairly small show. All we're doing here with the show is trying to help guys out. We're trying to support the local MMA scene. We're trying to help young fighters like this guy. And we could care less about any other radio show or podcast. Like, we got respect for everybody. Like, I wouldn't even be here with these guys if they were haters. Now, I mean, everybody's hated in their life at one point or another, but I'm at the age where I don't have, you know what I mean? I got respect for everybody. If you got a radio show, a podcast, or you're doing something that you love, like, I got nothing but respect for you. I will promote you. I'll give you, every time I see you, I'll come up and handshake you. I'm not a hater, man. There's no need for it. We're not, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's just no need for it. If you're hating on somebody, dude, go to JiuJitsu or go for a run or go do something else, man, because there's just no need for it.
Grab your Bible, man. Read
No.
it.
Yeah, grab a Bible or say a prayer or give somebody a hug or something, man,
Something, man, because there's an issue right there.
there's enough hate in this world already, man. Like,
Or you just got plain too much time on your hands.
yep.
Yeah.
And there's just no need for it because yourself, the people, I'm not even going to name any names, you know what I mean? I'm not that type of person. Like, I got love for these guys. I do, man. And one of the guys, like, helped me in my career big time. I got nothing but respect for these guys. So, and I still will, you know what I mean? So, just want to say that, man. You could choose love or you could choose hate, and it feels a lot better to love stuff than to hate stuff.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And yeah, man.
But
That's it for that, for my little rant.
All
you
right,
go.
friend, read your
All
guys.
right,
out.
listen. That's enough for my
That's
rant.
good. That's good. That's good.
Choose love or choose hate. Okay, this guy's got some sponsors, guys.
All
Listen
right.
up, check it out.
So I got thank you, Earth Choice, Uruguayan Farms, Designer Genetics, Mooney Smoke Shop, 710
dang.
Smoke Shop, Pink Panther, Dinuba Tires, Hernandez Concrete, Stimulator Express, The Spot Barbershop, Chino, J Dogs Welding, Primo's Mobile Detailing, GC Hansen, and then Iron X Wilder.
Bro, those you have all those sponsors?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They all came
I
in.
had like
Oh,
3
yeah.
sponsors
Yeah,
at the top.
yeah,
brother.
thank
God
you.
bless you.
Thank you.
I think I had
God
like
bless you as
3
well.
sponsors at the top, and one of them was my mom. Nah, hey, that's
Hey,
cool,
that's
man.
That's huge.
You know what, bro? Like, I wish you the best on your career and everything.
thank you. Thank you.
And I'm really, you guys, if you're a young fighter and you're looking into getting into MMA, like, this is the kind of guy that I do look up to. He's putting it all into it for the MMA, but he's also got things going on the outside, like you going to school and wanting to pursue a career in the police academy. I think that's pretty good, man. That's a pretty cool thing to, you know what I
Thank
mean?
you.
That's a lot different than what most guys are doing.
Thank
So I give you a lot of
Hey,
props, bro.
I really appreciate it.
And
Thank
I
you.
hope that you push it to the limit with this
Oh, I
MMA
will.
deal,
I
because
will.
I'm not just saying this, but I really do think, man, like you have a huge chance out there with these guys, and dude, take it to the next level. Like however hard you've trained up until this point, you know what I'm saying.
Mhm.
Like you can always take it to the next level. So whatever you got to do that, man, I hope you take it to that next level, and good luck on your next fight.
Thank you.
Not that you need
I
it.
really appreciate you guys, and thank you guys for having me
Right
on.
on. Hey,
You know.
appreciate it, man. Appreciate
Means a
the
lot.
time. Definitely.
And Big Al, we'll get you next time, man.
Yeah.
Peace and love to Big Al out there, dude.
That's for sure.
And
Yeah.
guys, September 22nd, 559 fights. Don't miss it.
Mhm.
Anything
Yeah.
else before we close it up, Chris?
You know what? I think next week we'll be here next Wednesday. I believe it's the 12th, I think. Yeah. If we forget, I want to make a shout out to Sergio Quinones, the Outlaw. He's going to be taking a trip to Hawaii next week and fight.
Sergio Quinones, yeah, fighting in Hawaii. That's our local
Yeah.
boy right there. You guys, is that going to be able to? Are we going to be able to see that anyhow?
I don't
or
know if it's
another?
going to be. I don't know if it's going to be streamed. I'm trying to. I might be going, but working on some things right now. But I don't know.
Sergio is an OG, man.
I'll
He's
find out.
Sergio's been around the game for a while, and yeah, he's a tough. I've trained with that kid. He is a super tough kid. He's got a great attitude too. And guys, don't forget this: if you like jiu-jitsu with the gi or without the gi, maybe you're one of those guys on the couch and you're watching MMA and you think you could jump in there and do it. This is a good time to go test your skills out right here for a low price.
Yeah,
Or just
There you
buy a
go.
ticket, sit down, grab a hot dog, a Coke, and watch them.
And this guy Corey Cass, I mean, we talk about Corey a lot. We're gonna have Corey on the show real soon. He's like 300 miles away. He doesn't, you know what I mean? Like Corey doesn't have to drive 300 miles to throw a tournament over here. He doesn't need the money. Corey lived over here for a while and trained with us, and Corey just has nothing but love for the game. And he's only trying to evolve the game around here, and he's given all these schools around here a chance to throw their guys in there and compete. So a lot of love to Corey Cass. That's, you know, we can't wait to get you on the show, bro. It's going to be good, man, and I'll be here for sure. Anything else, my brother?
That's about it, man. That's a wrap.
All right.
That's week.
Thank you all for tuning in, and pass it on, guys. Like I said, we're a small show. We're going to be growing, and if you're hating, man, keep hating, because hey, that hate only drove me to like advertise our show even more, and like, you know what I mean? Like, we're going to go out and just keep pushing it, and we're going to keep continuing to going around to different schools. All right, peace and love, guys.
Thanks. That's a wrap.
I don't know. Yeah, right on, my brother.
Hey.